Welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild. I'm running into problems today, the whole day. And by the way, sorry that I didn't give you a video on Friday. I'm still sick. I'm recovering a bit, and it was not nice. Some of you heard it because it went all down live uh, while on while on stream, and Friday was not a good day to record. And for some reason, something is not working out today too. First, I had the fire department ruin my fun here by driving up my street here back and forth while recording. Our warning sirens for the voluntary fire department went off while recording, and today it's just too much for me. The next thing is I'm running into simulation speed issues. The whole world is starting to kind of get slow, and I figured it out. It is the ship. It is the Empress. I brought her back, and now she's very demanding. I have the feeling. So we might have to finish her and then park her somewhere and maybe bring everything down inside, and then hopefully she will be content with that. It could also be blue. So one of the ships kind of is already everything I've built in the world, and everything affects the whole not the whole simulation speed. And I turned all the scripts down. I turned all the build and repair systems that I don't need down. Oh, and I anchored most of the ships. You can see that here. It's crazy, but we keep on trucking, I would say. For now, it's not really feelable, but sometimes you notice that sometimes it slows down, and then physics start to behave weirdly. So, but let me stop whining about all that stuff. Let me show you what I've done. I went in and did some work because I was sick. I had the time, so I could, over the holiday weekend, I could do some work here. So we have a new command post here. Around here there will be a bit more building around here, so kind of, but for now I wanted to have the functionality. So the screen's up and running, and by the way, I need to restart some of the I have the feeling I need to restart some of the things because that's just not ready. We have 2 days later, so I need to restart that. And also the screens for NDS running and the solar script. And we have a good view on them now. It looks a bit nicer. Oh, what was that? And it looks a bit nicer. We can turn around and see everything immediately if we want, and then we can put some more stuff around here. Don't know, some more terminals, some more things, and we will have to see down here. And I will use one of the airlocks because I don't trust the elevator right now. Down here I have started to build the whole interior of the habitat here, and I started to put in conveyors for some air vents that are in these cabins now. And in the cabins here I can put in some decoration blocks or whatsoever to make it feel homey, and then I will have a walkway around this central spine, and from there the people could go to their cabins coming from here. So here's the airlock towards the station, and also the lift. So here we can go up to the different levels, to the command center, and down into the hangar, and that's what we will take a look at now. Again, today is a weird day when it comes to recording because everything tried to ruin my recordings, and that's not so nice. I showed you the hangar kind of, but now it is airtight, and I have brought in the machines that I wanted to bring in from the main part of the station. I wanted to bring them over here, so they are here now. I might have to put in another lift section. I'm not sure. Maybe I will just leave that closed off, but this will be the machine part of the station. And then we have walkways from the habitat to the main section, and then over here to this docking port, and then a walkway from this docking port into the main part. It is drilled out. We can go through there now and end up this part over here. And from here I want to have a walkway into this section where there's the lift towards the other side of the station. Everything's dark here, that's not so nice, but and here's the walkway to the other docking port where the Empress in the end will be. So that's also finished. Could use that now. And the Empress, I have done all the exterior work, so the thrusters have changed. I have changed some of the exterior parts. You can see that. I made a big hole in the bottom and made a big hangar door in there. I've started to lay out some conveyors on the bottom. For that I had to bring in some cargo containers, and I have the same done for the top. Under each of the red dots is a conveyor junction, so I could, put in some weapons. And here in the front, I have put down some oxygen farms I can use to harvest oxygen. If the ship is, somewhere in space, I want to also put down some solar panels. The color decision is still not made. In the back here, I also put down some conveyors. Up top, I will do that too. And I have this wing here, this spoiler that's there to accommodate the shield generators and all that stuff, because they need sight to the to the stars, and so I want to put them up there so they are not somewhere on the hull. Again, I worked out some of these things. There's conveyors here. I want to put some AMS systems also on there, so anti-missile systems that sit on here and shoot down eventual rockets that might come in. On the bottom here, where is it? There. I've made some conveyor connections through some rooms that are in there to down here, because here I want to lay out some of the tubes. Man, what's happening out there? Want to lay out some of the tubes from Eichsters, and then put some, maybe some raised, it's not a raised area because it's the bottom of the ship, but put some blocks out here where I can put in some conveyor systems that maybe then lead to bigger weapons for the bottom, some ray guns or something like that on the bottom, so that if I go into the atmosphere, and I tested that in that just because I needed to do that these thrusters are strong enough to hold the ship in atmosphere, and they completely are. So that eventually, if the modular encounter spawner ever comes back for me, I can put in, I can have some bases that I might want to attack with some railguns or something like that. We will have to see. It will hopefully be interesting. Otherwise, we have to see. Again, the world as it behaves right now is not so fun. And I can't do a lot about that. I can only just remove things. And that's not a thing I'm really happy about. So here are the conveyors on the inside. This ship has one problem that the Big Blue doesn't have. it is that Big Blue has in between and below and above on the bottom side and the top side of the ship, it has kind of space in between the decks and between the outer hull and the inner deck structure where you can run conveyors. This ship doesn't have that. So this is the exterior hull here, and I need to again put some blocks in here to accommodate for weapons or something like that. I'm not sure, but I want to run that through the top, and on the bottom again I had to cheat kind of by putting in, so the bottom connectors or the bottom conveyors are everywhere where I was able to bring in tanks or cargo containers, or where I was able to cut some interior parts out. So here, for example, because of the thruster size, I had a bit more space on the interior, so I could cut that out and have the conveyor connections there. And here it is the tanks that make the connection. Then in the end, it's a bit not as nice as I would have liked it. Here on the side, I want to have some weapons too. Here I definitely have enough space now to just run some conveyors. That's not a problem. But everywhere else, I'm running into a bit of a struggle. So I've put in this thing. This is a cargo container, a cargo elevator by VCZ. It's the same guy that does the other elevators. And with this elevator, I finally can have some, a way from the hangar into the bottom part of the ship. So this is the workshop in the end, kind of, that I want to use to, repair smaller craft, bring in some smaller crafts in here and have them be repaired in here. I'm not sure. That's kind of the RP reason. I will have to see how that works out in the end. And the elevator makes that somewhat nicer. I try to do it with pistons because I would like to have it flush up here, and that didn't work out. If someone has a good idea how I could set that up, have it flush up here with pistons, and then don't have it in the bottom sit somewhere, have the bottom sit somewhere here, I would be really happy. So I try to kind of make it with pistons so that the piston that I would have, for example, two pistons. So piston that pulls it down, and then the pistons on the side go down and bring the whole section down. I couldn't figure it out how to get that flush then in the end. That would be nice to have it, flush with the bottom here, or if that's not possible, then at least have it just raised one block or so, not 4 blocks, something like that. So if someone has an idea for that, let me know. That would be really nice. So again, this is not perfect, but at the moment it's a good workaround, and for the workaround I definitely can live with the pylons I have up here and the fences. So let me go and try. Yeah, if I bring that up, you can see that this fence goes down, and then I have just these pylons sticking up. I will have to find some accommodation for the ships that are parked in here. I might end up doing something like I have done for the trucks on the Mars base. So maybe movable connectors that I can use to refill the ships, refuel them, or whatsoever. I'm not sure yet. It's all just process in my head for now. But it it kind of starts to get into good shape, I have the feeling. So um at the moment I'm okay with the simulation speed going down because the ship comes along so nicely, and after that, after the ship is done, or if I want to work on something else, I might have to find a way how to deal with simulation speed. So maybe then delete some of the ships, have them as blueprints, and if I want to work on them again, bring them back in or something like that. That would be a thing I might try. It it all Space Engineers rears its ugly head again. I'm a bit late with the news. Did you see that Space Engineers on its Twitter account kind of told everybody that they will make changes to the decorative pack? So they will make it so that even people that don't have the decorative pack can build the stuff, cannot build the stuff, but can at least use the stuff. A lot of people were rooting for that, and I was too. I kind of spoke to the community manager and told him what I heard in my community, kind of, and said that's one of the major critiques people have. So, no, maybe consider changing that. I don't think that I had anything to do with that, but maybe some other YouTubers did too. I hope. So it's a good change. I have the feeling. So what I want to do today is we will open up the top side a bit, put in some solar panels, and then I want to find. I think again we go with, when it comes to color, we will go with the dark gray, light gray, and then just these colors just for decorations. So kind of invert the big blue, because the big blue we use white, and the gray just as kind of stripes, and the dark gray is kind of up front here just a bit. The Empress will kind of have more of a militaristic look, so it will get all the weapons and then also kind of more of a militaristic color. So that's why I go with the dark gray. This part will keep its color because it is the docking port, so the docking port on the big blue has the same color, and that will be the standardized thing. So we will need to take a look at all of this. So I think this is the dark gray. Yes. So what I definitely want to do is color some parts of the ship in, just to see how that looks in the end. Again, the other things I want to do is go and open up the ports that I have to be able to put in some weapons and decide what weapon systems we want in the end. I really like that. It's good that I found that out. That is the way to go with the paint gun. That makes my whole life a lot more easy. Just hack the wall and use it. The dark gray could be relatively. It looks bland, I know, but for a ship that has a more aggressive stance, a bit of a more aggressive look, it could be nicer to have that. This part will also be white, like it is on the big blue. I'm not sure about the underside yet. So if I want to go with, then we could have a blue stripe here. Then have it go back into the dark gray. What? I'm painting now. That's not what I should do. But kind of is a thing that I should do more. People always say, why is everything gray? You should put some paint on there. Find a good paint job for that. And I think, again, I know it's not colorful, but again, for somewhat of a militaristic ship, this is how it needs to be. Okay. What I also could do is I have, and I use that for the mining ship. When I named the mining ship, I have also these big letters. I could maybe go in and instead of letters use, don't know, some numbers. Give the ship a registration number or something like that. I'm not sure. That's one thing. For the future. Good, let me. I think it's a nice way to go with the colors. We could also have some more variation, and then go with a dark gray. I could also change that out and have the blue stripe in this. Let us see how that works. The blue stripe in this a bit lighter gray, and then so white, lighter gray, blue, dark gray, something like that. To have a bit of again to have some color on there, but not too much. Do that in the front too, and then have a complete inversion of this whole thing here. Nice, that could be a good idea. I also then could put in some of the white I had on the original Empress when it was finished. I had put some pixel art on here, just in white, some Space Invader, a Space Invader character. So maybe we can bring that back too, and then have it just in white. So, but now we open these up. The front ones will be for railguns, and the back part will be for some other guns. So the compact weapons system, Ravenbolt's compact weapons, brings some interesting guns with it. So this will be an idea I want to do, but the main armament of the ship, so the heavy hitter, will be the railguns. And there's railgun turrets I can use to and these railguns should do the major work when it comes to enemy ships. I could also, now I want to keep them in the front. Another thing that people said is bring in the big boy. The big boy is the Atlas Super Laser. So the people can be happy. I brought that in. This thing is just crazy. I wouldn't know what to shoot with this thing. It got a bit of traction. Captain Jack made a video about it, and people suggested that a lot. So bring that thing in. It is just crazy. I don't have any enemies that deserve all that damage, or that need all that damage. That's the next thing. Nothing in this world needs so much damage. But people wanted it, so I kind of obliged and said, okay, people, if you want it, then you get it. I will test that out at one point, but for now I want to build it up. So the gun emplacements. So the gun emplacements for some anti-missile systems will be set up here. Can I get to... Ooh, this thing looks nice in dark gray. I have them in white, and in white they just don't look that impressive. In dark gray, so they see the kind of the gold stripes on there kind of just vanish. But with the dark gray, it looks really good. This thing looks a lot more impressive in the dark gray that we have here. So you can see that I have these. I use these as anti-missile guns because these just have a good spray and they bring a lot of ammo into the sky, kind of. But they are not too precise. So I will have to test them. That's one thing. There is the different versions of these compact weapons, and I'm not sure how I should go with that. So I want to... They all have the same range. This thing, the one-barreled weapon, is kind of the sniper gun of the whole thing, so it is precise, but it has not so high of a rate of fire. The 8, that's the 3-barreled minigun, has relative good aim, not so high rate of fire. So I'm not sure what to use as the anti-missile weapons. I could also put in the point defense cannons, the MCRN point defense cannons, and by the way, I still have the Oki weapons in the CIWS turret. That's the exact thing I would need, and I want to do it with the compact weapons. I think I will try the small Gatlings for now, and then maybe use other Gatlings to kind of make damage against ships. These small Gatlings are set up to just fire at meteors and at missiles. So they will not fire at anything else. And the railguns, for example, I want to set up to just fire at stations or big ships. I'm trying to really have different weapon setups for different things. I know what I will do. I will put some sniper weapons on there. So I will go with I think I will go here for now with the single-barreled autocannon to have something that is good against ships, but will not be used against, for example, Stations. I know that stations and big ships are basically the same. They don't have a lot more armor, but against stationary targets or big ships, I want to use the railguns. So heavy hitting stuff. And then I need something that is good against smaller ships or large ships, and I will use these things for now. And maybe a combination. So I could also put in the bigger miniguns to... Yeah, I think that's what I will do. I have nothing to test it on. That's my only problem. I had to get rid of EM, but I saw that EM is not the biggest problem, so I will bring that back in again. I tested a lot before I started recording again to see what is up, what is the cause for the hold up and all that stuff in Space Engineers, and I found this shit. So EM can come back. EM for me is not very aggressive. I saw that KMX, for example, the things in EM were really aggressive. Here for me, it's not that bad. So maybe I have to poke the hornet's nest a bit. Okay, this I might bring the railgun a bit more to the front, although then it is sitting, and it is kind of sitting up top on the oxygen farms. That's also not good. We will see how that works out. These 3 barreled miniguns are the relatively good accuracy, relatively low rate of fire. This is super accuracy, low rate of fire, and then it goes up. The small one is rate of fire like crazy, pushes out a lot of ammo, and that's what I kind of want to have when it comes to shooting at missiles. I want to have a lot of ammo in the air to hopefully one of it hitting the missile. So I might have to play around with how this is set up. I could bring that back and have them sit over the... Not sure yet, but I will take a look at that. I could also have that connected. Maybe I do that. That's a neat idea. And on the back I will do something similar. Here in the middle I want to put in solar panels, so the main weapons will be in the front and on the back. So here I will put in some solar panels. The middle of the whole thing is here, and then I can put some solar panels. Some solar. I'm sorry that everything is a bit random today, but again, that day I'm still recovering, and then a day kind of went weird today. My whole day was a bit, don't know, a bit weird. I don't understand why, but that's how it works. And so we have to do just some random work today. I will start to color that in below the solar panels, so that I don't have to come back to that later and find that it is not possible anymore to color something in. for now we will go just with a few solar panels just to see, okay, here will be the solar panels. And let me go over to the other side and just have that set up here too. It's 4, I think. And then I see that, by the way, I tested out the thrusters in the atmosphere, and we'll do that again, by the way, when the ship is a bit more heavy and all that stuff. The thrusters take so much energy that it can only go into atmosphere for roughly an hour with all the I'm giving you again estimates, because most of it I think is explainable by the batteries I have here, but with all batteries full and the reactors filled up with 500 units of uranium each, I can roughly stay in atmosphere for an hour. But it could be that the whole space engineer system there messes up again because of the batteries. It could be that when the batteries are empty, it just switches to the reactors and then everything is fine. But I'm not too trusting when it comes to that. The numbers are just not great. When it comes to the LY thrusters. I don't know if it is, for example, the LY thrusters that make the most problems when it comes to simulation speed or something like that. I might have to switch them out and then try if the gravitic manipulators maybe work out better. But it's so crazy. This ship is not made for that, but it looks so cool. So, okay, let us, while everything gets welded up, we can do some more paint work. I'm going through the ship a bit faster because it kind of is the second big ship I'm building in a relatively short while, and I'm not sure how much people really want to see that. It's weird. It's weird that it's still weird to me that people see my stuff, and nobody is kind of, I don't have a lot of demands. People don't say, I want to see this, I want to see that. They just want to see me building something. And that's why I kind of doubt myself there and say, okay, maybe don't put out a second crazy big ship in the last few, don't know, months, and work on that for days and days and days. So I hope that people are happy with me not having to deal with the hull, that I've brought in something that was pre-existing kind of and just had to weld it up, and that it is more the detail work now that hopefully is interesting to the people, that the work with colors, the work with where to put weapons, where to put, I don't know what systems we need and what we can add that the ship didn't have before. So hopefully that is interesting to you. Oh, it looks so nice. See that? It is the same color, but because of the sun, it looks different. That's neat. It gives these cool highlights. kind of. That's neat. That's really neat. I think going with the gray here, as much as people don't like that, might be a good decision to just say we want to use some colors just to don't know, to have some accents in a different color. So I hope people are happy with it. I'm getting in the last few weeks, I'm getting a lot of shout outs by people in their videos, and I've done a lot of work with other YouTubers or with streamers, mainly Ramethep, for example, or Dressier is a new coming up space engineers YouTuber that is shouting me out constantly because I just support his stuff and just don't know, say something in the comments when I'm watching his videos. It's so weird, kind of. I don't know, to have people mention you and say that was really nice, and hey, and thanks for all the tips. And I'm not giving tips because I most of the time don't know myself what I'm doing, and I can just say, hey, maybe try this, try that. That's something I would like to see. And it's weird to get all the shout outs. Oh yeah, I have to make some videos in the next days. Ramethep, the guy I'm streaming now sometimes with, or most of the times now, has sent me a gift on Steam, and his demands were to hopefully see a video about that. He gifted me Simple Rockets 2, and I have to make a video about that. I don't understand it, and I'm not good at it, but it is, I don't know, it is a bit like KSP was in the beginning. So we will have to see. I hope that, oh no, it starts again. See that I'm running. If I jump, I get stuck for a bit, and I don't know what that is. This must be some physics issues, because I wouldn't know what else it is. I tested it out and saw that, for example, the simulation speed doesn't go down at that point. So I'm not sure what that is. Maybe we have too many blocks in the area now, and too much going on. So it is so crazy. We might have to find at one point a different station somewhere for the Empress, and I don't know, maybe have to leave her there for a while. Okay, that's the wrong color. That's the color I wanted. So make the machines on the outside black again. I'm not sure if I want to do it like I did with the... So the big blue is on the underside is black, and I'm not sure if I should do it similar here. We will have to see that. The whole color thing is something I really want to hear from you, what you have to say. Good. Okay, there will be the solar panels, weapons, shields, weapons, then the oxygen farms. On the sides here will be some anti-missile systems, and then I need to find a way to bring back my my space invaders here. Also, another thing that we might want to think about is this ship kind of has the capacity to get drones on board and has definitely the space to accommodate them down here. So that's also a thing. Maybe I bring in some of the drones that were built for the Duchessa. Maybe that could help. A super laser on the front. I hope we don't cut off our antenna here. I reworked the antenna, by the way, and changed that. This whole section here is a bit smaller now because I don't need all the space for the nanites up there. Good. Could also bring her into the dock now. Have her docked up there because the this side is done. I'm not sure. I will leave her here for now and start to work more on the color. Work more on that. Oh no! Oh, I have to stop here. I have to really stop here. Good people, I think you saw that that's the plans I have. Work more with weapons, work a bit on that, and then also work with colors, work with all that stuff. I will do that now in the meantime. And when you come back, I hopefully have another part of the ship done. And yeah, we can give me tips. What's up with the simulation speed? If we can, don't know, if we can do something about that. I will work more with that, and maybe we have to move her somewhere else. Find another nice station where we can dock her up, or dock her up around the alien planet or something like that. I'm not sure right now. We will have to see. Good people, I would say thanks for watching. Hope you liked the episode, although it was a bit rambly and just a bit random. But today was not a day to make crazy things. So, people, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the episode. If you did, then please leave a like on the episode. And I hope to see you in the next one, I would say. Thank you, guys. See you in the next one.